So man, it's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino showing all you how South Park go. Um, I can't remember the last time I did a open topic. Can't remember when it was, but I felt as though I've been on a few subjects lately, and it was time to open the floor up. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open the floor up tonight. Open topic number 12. I can't believe I did this like 12 times, 11 times prior to this one. Um, by now, y'all should know the rules. Don't tell me nothing about the versus battle. I haven't watched it yet. I don't want to know, Dean. No, Dean. No, Dean. I had to jump off of Facebook because too many people was talking about it. They was giving me too much information, and I was conducting the interview at the time, one that I know y'all gonna love, and I didn't want to know. Hit the like button as y'all come in. Be sure to hit the like button as y'all come into the door. Hit the like button as you're coming to the door. If you're in here right now, stop what you're doing and hit the like button. And also make sure you always have your notifications on. But hit the like button right this second. Not right now, but right now. R-A-T. Click that like button for your big brother. We are here. This is an open topic night. So this will be a night where y'all can basically speak on what you want to speak on within respectable reason. And you can ask me questions within respectable reason. We grown folks. Immaturity is not allowed in this space. We can have fun, but we will not be disrespectful, and we will not be silly and childish. And trolls will be sent into oblivion. We starting early. Angelina, when are you coming to Corpus Christi? We got a show in Corpus on the 30th, 2 weeks from now. You didn't know about the show? It's gonna be Angelina. It's gonna be me, Lil Flip. It's gonna be my brother Sin and my brothers Bub G. A lot of great artists from Corpus. We will be in Corpus Christi October 30th. So mark down that date and go on my Facebook and get the date, get the information. I think it's gonna be at it's on Weber Street, Weber or Weber Street, however you pronounce it. I think it's at Rich's Billiards. Rich's Billiards. That's where we'll be, on Weber Street. So make sure you come and check out the show. Duke, do not ask me. This is the only forbidden topic on this open topic. So it ain't all the way open. If this is the circle, it's not all the way open. That didn't make sense what I did, but I don't care. Don't ask me about the versus battle because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch as soon as we get through doing this. Two of my top fives of all time in a battle. Well, not a battle, but in that versus battle structure. I'm very excited to see that. What's up, Steve? Steve Rio, where are you at with TJMO? We're coming along. We're in the building process. TJMO is a new platform that we're building. It's the brainchild of my dad, the great LV, and LV and his wife are putting it together, and we have all joined forces, of course, to assist in putting that together, because this is it's really a family company, a family-oriented company that we're going to put together and offer an alternative to the current social media platforms. And it'll be a safe space where people can voice their opinions and say things without always feeling like there's just so much venom coming back. When people respond to something you say, everybody is just aggressive and evil and disrespectful, and you can voice your opinion in a respectful way. So we're working on it left and right. We're gonna need y'all support. Y'all donate to the GoFundMe. All the information is if you go on my right here on my channel, the TJMO song. All the information for the GoFundMe is there where you can donate and help us bring this thing to life. This is the real deal. This ain't nobody scamming and ain't nobody trying to just take no shots in the dark. This is the real deal. Kenneth Taper, will you drop another dope album before the year ends? That's the plan, man. I've been dragging my feet, but I do have another album cocked and loaded in my brain. No title yet, but it's coming, Kenneth. It's coming. I got to really mash the gas to get it out before the year's over with, but I think I can do it. I just got to get it. I can do it. I can do it. May Allah bless you too, Togo. When next time you coming to Houston? My brother said, I got a question. Why is everyone so sensitive? Well, the answer to that question is that everyone is not sensitive. It's not everyone. What's happening is that the controlling factors, the controlling powers, the people in position of power, they have created this sensitivity movement, and they are the ones who control media. They are the ones who control all of the outlets that that messages are translated through. So they can push the narrative by them being sensitive or them not wanting to be exposed in their activity. Then they influence and program other people's minds to view certain things as being offensive. This should offend you. This ought to offend you. See, he's this, she's that, she's homophobic, he's anti-Semitic, he's this, he's that. He's spreading misinformation, and they cause other people to act and follow those same ways of thought, which creates that sensitivity atmosphere, that sensitivity environment. When in fact, there are many people, like when the Dave Chappelle thing popped off, there's many people like, man, I'm standing with Dave. I ain't worried about these folks over here crying over imaginary insults, you know. So it ain't everybody, homie, but they make it appear that the world is outraged over certain things that are happening, when in fact, a lot of people are like, want to hear that crap, you know what I'm saying? DJ Crystal Clear, what is your thoughts on 3-6 Mafia? I got number love for 3-6 Mafia. Those guys came up listening to us. They came up listening to South Park Coalition. They came up listening to Gangsta Nip and Point Blank. And they were big fans of our clique when they were just getting started. And they've always showed us love and respect, you know. And so I give them nothing but respect back, because they came through and enhanced. See, let me say this. People talk about New York, rightfully so. New York is a birthplace. People talk about LA and Cali and Oakland, LA being in Cali and Oakland and those West Coast cities. People talk about Louisiana, and they talk about New Orleans, they talk about Atlanta, they talk about Houston, talk about Chicago, talk about Detroit, all these great hip hop cities. If I'm forgetting one, charge it to my mind, not my heart. But people don't really give Memphis the kind of credit that it deserves as a hip hop city. There was a time where, man, Memphis was putting out group after group, you know, from that city, and they have a very rich and respectable history of gold and platinum artists that have come through the city of Memphis, Tennessee, and have become well-established great artists, man. So 3-6 is in that line with 8 Ball and MJG, and a lot of the other greats that have come out of that city, man. Everything nice, salty and spice. K-Rino, what is your religion? My religion is Islam. Islam, bro. The religion of peace, the religion of the prophets. How can one of the Shemitic lineage be anti-Semitic? We've been asking that question for years. I like to say, man, you against people who wear Lokes. You're anti-loke. I'm like, wait a minute, but I wear them. This is a narrative created by those who have falsely claimed to be the Semitic people. They have falsely laid claim as being the Semitic people. So they've switched it around and say, we are the Semitic people. And they say, you don't like us, so you're anti-Semitic, not knowing the history of themselves and the real Semitic people. R.I.P. Bushwick, absolutely. I see you, Kane. Is Dope E still doing beats? Yes, sir, absolutely. Dope ain't gonna never stop doing beats. It's not, he can't stop doing beats. It's ingrained in him. He can never stop doing beats. Any updates on Street Military new album? I thought the new Street Military album was out. I thought the new Street Military album was out. JoJo, we're not talking about the versus battle because I haven't watched it yet. So we're not talking about the versus battle until I watch it. I'm gonna do it. You know, man, these two are my favorites ever. So you know, I might do a live stream recap of the versus battle. Do you have any Bushwick Bill stories? Dude, hold on. Have you got my book? See, you got to get my book. See, if you had my book, you would know. I got Bushwick Bill. I got a Bushwick Bill. I got a Bushwick Bill story in here. I got a Scarface story in here. I got a Willie D story. I got the whole Ghetto Boy story. I got the original Ghetto Boy story. I talk about the Ghetto Boys in this book. They are all throughout this book. They've all been mentioned in this book. Got to get my book. Go to southparkcoalition.net and get this book, Life Lessons and Lyrics. Appreciate the love, Gold Lion. Yeah. Twitter is a sewer. Little Norm, you knew I was going live? Have you and Krs-One ever did a song? No, we've never did a song. I've never did a song with Krs. I don't even know if Krs-One knows who I am. I don't even know if I know when I was young. Hold on. I got a Krs-One story in this book. Everybody y'all mentioned tonight. I got a Krs-One story in this book. But I'm growing up, man, I was the biggest Krs-One fan you're gonna come across. And I've met him several times, but that was so long ago. That was before I was even really putting out records. I had a couple of records out at the time, but not like I do now. Teller Cracker says, I've been pushing your name to Hungarian rap fans. Come on with it. Let's do it. Do you have plans on making the most tongue-twisting rhyme of all time sometime in the future? No, that's not my thing, Joshua. The tongue-twisting thing is not my that style is not my passion. I do it from time to time, but I would never put myself in the category of like a Twister or like a Bone Thugs. Who else does the tongue twisting style at on the elite level like that? It's just not my style. It's not my main go-to. So I wouldn't have any aspirations of saying I'm going to do the most incredible tongue twisting song of all time, because that's just not my passion. As a lyricist, as a writer, what I try to do, I try to cover all styles as much as I can, if that makes sense, just to show my own versatility. So because I know I got a lot of songs, and I know that I have fans who ride for me. I got supporters who really, really rock with me, and I have detractors as well. I have people who don't really rock with me, or they're not familiar with me. So arguments break out between my supporters and supporters of other rappers, which should never I hate when they do that, because one guy's saying, well, my guy's this, and another, my guy's that. And sometimes neither are familiar with the other one, but even if they are, it shouldn't be that way. So they'll say, well, I heard a couple of his songs and he all right, but he can't do da 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 da. So I do certain songs. So if the conversation comes up, my supporters are able to say, what? He can't do what? Listen to this. So I have a lot of songs where I do certain styles, so nobody will ever be able to say that there's something lyrically that I'm not capable of doing. But the tongue twisting ain't my thing. I said Detroit, Mo. I said Detroit. You know I'm not gonna never. When you talk about the great hip hop cities, man, and it's always dangerous when you start naming, because you're gonna leave somebody out. But the top ones that came to my head, I'll say them again. But I did say Detroit. I said New York, LA. I threw Oakland in there, of course, on the West Coast. I said Atlanta, Houston. I said New Orleans, Detroit, Cleveland, Memphis, Tennessee, and who else did I say? But that's 9. I guess I was trying to do a top 10. St. Louis. You know, these are great, rich history rap cities with some of the greatest rappers to ever come out. So you can't mention hip hop cities and not mention Detroit with all them killers they got out there. Who did you do the intro to Stories from Black? What do you mean, who did you do? Are you asking me who did the intro, Immortal? Let me catch up, man. I'm way behind. It's open topic, man. So y'all get it in. Tonight is your night. When all y'all like to come in on when I'm speaking on a certain subject, and y'all like to come in and ask me questions, the topic of the night might be, did man really land on the moon, or was it done in the studio? And I'm talking about that, and y'all will come in and ask me about the CEO of Office Depot or something like that. Philly, Mega Cat, Philly, Miami, Philly and Miami. Add those two on. I told you I'll charge it to my mind. Philadelphia, of course, man. Miami. Great hip hop cities, man. Thank you for how can I not say Philly? What's wrong with me? Dallas, of course. Do you have any songs with any gospel singers? Yeah, I got a few songs with gospel singers. I got several songs with gospel rappers. I work with everybody, man, because those lines of division are what throw people off. People would say, well, man, he's a Muslim. He wouldn't rap on a Christian record. Yes, he would. Why? Why would a Muslim rap? Why would you as a Muslim rapper rap with a Hebrew Israelite? I got several songs with my Hebrew Israelite family, because principles are bigger than labels. Principles are bigger than labels. And when you go beyond the label, in most cases, you'll find that many of the principles that we follow are the same or similar. They're rooted Everything is rooted in the one God. But man created the division. So now they got us fighting and arguing and tripping with each other behind labels and names, when in fact a lot of our disagreements, not all, there's some things that we are totally not in agreement with, but a lot of things that we are in disagreement with are just simple matters of interpretation. Appreciate that, Mega Cali. Thank you for bringing that to me, man. Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy Robinson, my brother in Alabama? You should do a song with a metal band like Nas and Korn or Public Enemy, Anthrax. You never know. Nocturnal RS, I hope you don't view me as a troll. Why would I view you as a troll? What did you say? A troll is what a troll does. So what did you say? I haven't seen any troll comments. Muslims know more about Christianity than most Christians do, in my experience. In a lot of cases, you know, that's because, especially, I won't say especially, but speaking for Muslims in the Nation of Islam, I've seen those brothers, and what I know for a fact is that there's a requirement, a strong requirement to study. And when you are required to study and when you discipline yourself to study, then what happens is you do acquire a level of knowledge that may exceed individuals who profess to be a particular religion. And you've gained understanding about what they claim to believe greater than them because they don't study. And I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying certain people in general, some people in general, they don't study. And also, to speak in terms of the Nation of Islam, to your comment, to say that a lot of Muslims know more about Christianity than those who call themselves Christians, a lot of it is due to the fact that a lot of brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam grew up in the church. They converted from Christianity to Islam. But a lot of brothers and sisters in the nation, they grew up as Christians. They grew up in the Baptist church. Then they discovered the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they changed over. So they had the benefit of both. They had the benefit of having familiarity with the scriptures of the Bible and the ways of the church. Then when they came into the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had given the keys of understanding those same scriptures that we grew up listening to and didn't necessarily understand them in depth. So you'll see Minister Farrakhan breaking down the Bible in a way that some Christian pastors are not able to do. You'll see ministers in the nation breaking down the Bible in a way that some Christian ministers are not able to do. And you will see followers of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan, you will see them expounding upon Christianity, or the teachings of Christ, should I say. You'll see them expounding on those things greater than the Christian. Same with the Hebrew Israelite. The Hebrew Israelites' knowledge of the Bible is so great that they can pull a verse out of their ear and go to work on you because of study. So that's the key to anything, you know, and especially if you seem to have a problem with, sometimes people have a problem with certain groups. They don't like certain groups because they feel like, oh, y'all think y'all know so much. Y'all think y'all know so much. And then it turns into, well, it's not so much that they think they know so much. It's the fact that they have underwent a course of study that has made the knowledge base solid. And you may have not necessarily did your due diligence. So now you're being stumped in your own system of belief. And you're not understanding why, because speaking particularly as it relates to Black people, in the time of slavery, we were taught by the slave masters to just believe because. Don't do no study. Don't do no research. Matter of fact, you're not even allowed to learn how to read. So you believe what I teach you because I said it and because I own you. And those ways kind of trickle down to us to where now we just operate on mere blind belief, as opposed to, okay, belief may be the first element that we connect to, because sometimes belief is based on the point of something. Just when it initially hits our ear, it sounds good. It sounds like it could be right. Could be the way that the orator says it. It could be the way they break it down and providing information that we have not researched yet, but it sounds like it's so. We'll accept it initially, and that's just belief. But belief has to be confirmed at some point. Belief has to turn into knowledge at some point, because you can believe something that's not true. You can believe something all your life and it's not true. You can believe something and it's passed down. A belief can be passed down through generations and it's not true. But when you get the knowledge, when you come into the actuality of knowing, I know this, I have done what I need to do to find out that this is a fact, this is true, and now I know that this is the truth. You got belief and knowledge. So we can't dismiss belief. A lot of people dismiss belief. Oh, see, that's the problem. You just talking about belief. You can't dismiss belief, but you have to grow and turn that belief into knowledge. What y'all in here arguing about? Aaron Vasquez says, I stand with Jesus Christ. You're a wise man. You stand with the principles that that man lived by, that that man taught and lived by. If you stand by those principles, you a wise man. Ain't nobody gonna argue with you about that. What's up, Tola? Jason Barrett, when's the next video? I've been contemplating that, Jason. I've been wondering what song I would do my next video to. I wanna do some different videos, but I also have to make sure that I do something that's relevant to the time. I don't want to get so outside of the realm of what's happening right now and do something that's not really connected to where we are to make us better. So I might do a balanced thing. I may do something regular and something for this. I just haven't decided. So Aaron says, I stand with Jesus Christ. Jimmy B says, I stand with Islam. Guess what? If we really understand, then y'all both standing for the same thing. If you really understand, to stand with Islam is to stand with Jesus Christ, and to stand with Jesus Christ is to stand with Islam. It's the same thing. Again, I talked about the division. The man imposed division that has confused us and made us section off and choose sides like that. So we'll say, well, I'm with Islam. I'm with Jesus. I'm with this. But what would Jesus say? Who would Jesus follow? What is Jesus's origins? What language did Jesus speak? If you can find the words in the scriptures of the Bible, if you can find what Jesus spoke the words, peace be unto you, in the Bible, and you can find that in there, and then you say, okay, well, this is translated into English out of the original tongue. What was the original tongue? What was the language that Jesus was saying, peace be unto you in? And if you say, okay, well, he spoke Hebrew, that would be shalom. If he spoke Arabic, that would be salam alaikum, which sounds like an Islamic phraseology, right? So it would imply that they're one and the same, at the very worst, from a language point of view. But if they're one and the same from the language, if this man Yahshua, or Jesus as we call him for identification purposes, then he was speaking a language that is associated in the modern times with Islam and Muslims, then it would only be fair to assume that he adhered to the principles of that religion or that way of life, which would also, in my opinion, be fair to say that they're one and the same. Quit trying to divide. We can't divide the man and say, well, we got him over here with us. Then we said, oh, we got him over here with us. Because what would he do if he was walking around and seen everybody arguing over him? He would say, oh, wait a minute. I'm with both if you understood. Overheard Tulsa bombing in Oklahoma. Our society was built of Hebrew culture, and I could see that's why we was doing so good. Okay. NF is a Christian rapper. Would you ever make a track with him? I don't know. I would have to know who he is, and things have to line up for me to do a song with people. It's a lot of factors that y'all have heard me on a whole lot of features. Y'all have heard me rap with a whole lot of people. It doesn't just happen because somebody say, hey, you should get with this guy. Y'all two would sound good together. There's a lot of factors that go into me being on a song. It's business, and in some situations it is a matter of like-minded ideologies and the merging of styles. It's okay, you know what, I don't like this guy, I could do something with him, but those factors would have to come into play. All right. We're reaching now. What are we reaching about? Y'all, what you saying I'm reaching? When I did my Jesus analogy, it's all the same. I mean, if we spend all our time label banging, oh, we missing the whole boat, man. Because again, like I said, everybody wants to claim and put their arm around the man and claim him as their own. But the principles are universal. Can we agree that the teachings of Jesus Christ, his teachings, while everyone won't accept, while everyone won't be saved by it, because everyone won't adhere to it for whatever reason, can we at least agree that the message, the words that he spoke and speak, are a universal message that anyone can apply and have a chance at salvation with? Can we agree with that? Jovan says, can you explain the third eye? The third eye is your consciousness, your inner instinct, your pineal gland, your ability to see beyond the physical sight. You got 1, 2, and these are created to view from a physical aspect. But your third eye is your intuition. It's your God conscience, where you can determine and decipher things that are beyond concrete. Metaphysical abilities exist in that third eye. It's your God consciousness. It's simple. It's not a hard thing to decipher. We don't have to try to get all deep, and because I ain't deep like that. But that's what it is. It's sight beyond sight. It's the ability to go into yourself, into your inner, your mind, in the deepest depths of your mind. Stop drinking fluoridated water if you want to learn about the third eye. Stop drinking fluoridated water, period. Yeah. Ryan Purvis, the universe, that's what I believe in. Yeah, it's all right to believe in the universe, Ryan. I want to ask you a question, though. Do you believe in the universe? Do you believe that the universe had an architect? Do you believe that the universe was crafted, intelligently designed? Or do you just believe that the universe, it just was, and it is, and it will be? Live freestyle over new beats, XRP. I had that on my mind about 2 weeks ago, that I was going to drop some stuff for y'all. But I'm trying to figure out how to do a concert live on YouTube, so I ain't want to spoil y'all. So who knows? Cadbury says we lose 12 pounds upon passing. The soul leaves. Really? Really? Is that true? Where's the I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just want to know how you know that. Where's the research to vet that, to check that out? You say we lose 12 pounds upon passing. That means if somebody weighs 192 pounds when they die, the second that they have been declared, the second that thing goes boop, 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 the second that it does that, they instantly weigh 180 pounds? Is that what you're saying? You got to think about that. If somebody's laying in a hospital bed, they weigh 192 pounds. They die. Rigor mortis has not set in yet. Loved ones still around the table. If somebody comes and weighs that person, as soon as that thing goes, boop, you telling me that they're going to instantly weigh 180 pounds. Now, you just said that, Cadbury. I don't know. I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. I need proof. I need research. Okay, well, tell us where to research that at. You got to tell. You can't throw that out there like that and then just say, "Oh, research it." The only way to research that somebody would have to show where they would. Okay, I'm live in the hospital room. I ain't gonna say that's the only way, but I'm live in the hospital room with my great-great-grandfather. He's 98 years old, and they say he could go at any second. He weighs 175 pounds. We just weighed him. If he passes, we're waiting. We're on standby. If he passes, we're going to weigh him again. And if he weighs 163 pounds, and how would you measure the weight of the soul? I guess you measure the weight of the soul if you weighed him and he was 12 pounds lighter. Does the soul, does that essence that you're speaking about, does it have weight? Blast Beats comes in and says it's not 12 pounds, it's 21 grams. That was a movie about that. Yeah. And Nocturne say it's definitely not 12 pounds. 12 pounds, bro. What I got in here that weigh 12 pounds? Man, 12 pounds. 12 pounds is all right. Look, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all see this? This weighs 15 pounds. This is a 15-pound weight. This is 15. I don't know if it looks upside down the way I'm holding it or whatever. They're like a 12 the way I'm looking, but this is 15 pounds. If an essence comes out of your body, if an immaterial essence comes out of your body that weighs 3 pounds less than this, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I ain't touching that one. I ain't touching that one. Mike Cullen, false identity misleads our soul from birth to death. Who would win in a rap battle, Eminem or Big L? That's hard to say because Big L didn't really get a chance to. I don't think Big L got a chance to max out. He was gone before he really. Big L reminds me, not in rap style, but in circumstance, he reminds me of a rapper we have in Houston named Fat Pat. If you from Houston in the South, y'all know who Fat Pat is. You may not know who Fat Pat is if you from the Midwest or the East Coast or the West Coast. But Fat Pat is a legend in the city of Houston who prematurely was killed right before his debut album released. And he never really got a chance. He never got a chance to really see his success. Now, Big L's circumstances were similar, but not exact. But I don't think that Big L got a chance to max out. I don't think we heard the best of him. That's my opinion. He was deadly with the punchlines. In the case of Eminem, Eminem has been a fixture in hip hop for over 2 decades now. So that's a lot of time and a lot of material to where we have been able to get a full dose of his entire body of work. So it's hard to compare. You can't compare. If a guy plays in the NBA for 17 years, scores 30,000 points, wins 4 championships, you can't compare that to a guy who played 1 year, tore his knee up, had a great year that 1 year, played 1 year, tore his knee up, and couldn't play no more. You can only speculate. You can only play the what if game. So to answer that question, I guess I took a long time to say nothing. My bad, Corey. But I hope y'all understand, what I mean. Right. Yeah, Big L was gone before, man. You don't know what he could have been. And Big L will still be on a list. When they come out with a list of greatest rappers and lyricists, his name is still on the list off a small sample size. That's how great he was. Also, two different time periods, and the later gets a chance to study greats before. Yeah, absolutely, Mega. One of the greatest advantages that anything or anyone new have is the benefit of being able to go back into the past and study those that came before them. If you don't do that, you're doing yourself the biggest injustice as an artist, as an athlete, as an activist, as a leader, as a politician, as a pastor. Whatever field you are in, you have the benefit of studying people that came before you in order to learn from their mistakes and benefit from their successes. Braves just got a base hit game-winning single for those who are interested in baseball. That's why my head been doing like this the whole time. You say Jay-Z stole some of Big L style. See, and here's the thing. It's like, I'm of the belief that no one who is considered great is great in and of just themselves. Nobody is just, I'm just great. I'm just so great that I never had to draw inspiration from anybody else. My greatness just developed on its own. And so even if we say what Jay-Z, you use the word stole, even if you say Jay-Z took some elements from Big L, okay, I mean, we all draw inspiration from those who we admire and the greats that come before us, or even some of our contemporaries. I look at Tila Rock even to this day, and I listen to records that Tila Rock did in 1987, and some of the lyrical ability that he showed, some of the lyrical ability that Kumo D showed, Krs-One, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, all these dudes, some of the lyrical styles and techniques that they used 30 years ago or when I was young coming up, and I absolutely drew from that. I pulled from that. That's how the art form elevates. But it's the difference between drawing from that inspiration, learning from that inspiration, being influenced by it, and it's a difference between that and jacking it and claiming it as it's yours when you just jack somebody's whole style. You use people as inspirational stepping stones to mold you, to increase your knowledge and your mind power to find your own identity. So I won't smash on a person because they borrowed from somebody else. It's just about, what did you do? You borrowed it. If you borrowed it and mix it and morph it into something that you take and turn into something original for yourself, I ain't got no issue with that, because everybody does that. Prince is one of the greatest musical geniuses of all time, one of the most original, innovative artists of all time. But Prince drew from Jimi Hendrix. Prince pulled from James Brown. Michael Jackson pulled from James Brown. Everybody has somebody that they pull from. That's what makes you fall in love with it in the first place, because you heard somebody doing it. You wasn't born, yes, ma'am. You didn't come out the room rapping or singing or playing the piano or the guitar or whatever. You one day you was just minding your business and you heard something and was like, what is that? Who is that? And that person became instantly one of your early inspirations. And you emulated that person in your early days. Sacramento Truth Movement says K-Rino signed me. Hey, man, I can't sign nobody, man. I'm the only artist on my label. Dean says, has anyone ever stole your style, though? Yeah, see, it's a difference now. It's a difference. You got some 32-year-old dude that been rapping 15 years, and all of a sudden, we've heard previous music, and all of a sudden he comes out tomorrow, and he's sounding like somebody who is out popular right now. Like, come on, man. You know, clearly he stole that. You clearly he's identity jacking. What's your take on Meek Mill's inappropriate album cover? Quay Shaka. I haven't seen it. It says inappropriate. I haven't seen it. I have no opinion on it because I haven't seen it. I gotta check it out. Are you happy where your movement is today? Savage Engine. What movement? Which one? You mean musically? You mean community wise? Which movement do you mean? And I can answer that question. I guess I can answer it now, because whichever movement it is, I would definitely say that I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. Meaning that I'm very grateful. My career, my rap career, man, dude, I'm so grateful for my rap career, because the road that I've taken, the road that I've chosen to take, is not a promised road for the average artist. I've been blessed, man. I thank God all the time for my rap career. I thank him all the time, really, for everything. We talk about just the rap game. I'm very appreciative to God for the position he's put me in. Some people say, well, man, you ain't big, you ain't up there with, you ain't on the award shows, and that's not the measure. That's not the measure of making it. That's not the measure of success. The measure of success is freedom, independence, control of your art, and your art's ability to sustain you. And I have all of that. I also have y'all, a loyal support system that affords me everything I just mentioned. I'm free because of y'all. I'm independent because of y'all. I control my art because of me, but also because of y'all. See? Godson in the building, Joseph Meliak. Milak. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Neil Ortiz, Cadbury, I see y'all. Rasta Gideon. Much love to you too, man. Appreciate y'all. Nocturnal, we need K-Rino shirt. Man, I ain't making no more shirts. Y'all mess me over on shirts every time. I made the coolest shirts ever. Well, I ain't gonna say they're the coolest shirts ever. I made shirts that said there's strength in numbers and had numbers crossed out in knowledge, and y'all didn't buy them. Simple but deep message. Every time I make shirts, y'all don't buy them. Y'all ain't gonna have me sitting up with a warehouse full of shirts. Y'all got me messed up. Dollar bill. Freedom is the best. Freedom is everything. Freedom is everything. What do you have if you're not free? There are people who are incarcerated right now. They're never getting out of prison. All they want is their freedom. There are people who are locked into bad record deals on record labels, and all they want is to be free. They don't want to be shackled on this deal no more because they're not able to execute their gift anymore because they are contractually obligated by these labels that are telling them, you signed to me, so we can put you on the shelf however long we want to, and you can't even put nothing out. You can't work with nobody else. That's misery. That's slavery. That's why Prince wrote slave across his face. Oh, by the way, we own your name. DJ Memphis mix. Brother Lynch hung and Gangsta Nip is the versus battle I want to hear. Me too. They should, man. Yeah, man, they should. I don't know, man. I don't control those levels. I don't know if they would be willing to do. I don't know if they would be willing to do some independent artists. Dan Robinson said, Paul of the Bible was in jail praying and happier than ever. That's a different type of freedom. Because you're right. There are a lot of people that are incarcerated who feel more free and more relieved while they're incarcerated than they did when they were out in the world. But that's only because they were participating in things out in the world that created an environment of stress and fear and pressure around them. So it was unhappiness, it was misery, it was worry, it was stress. Then when they finally got busted, that burden was lifted off of them. Some of them began to start immersing themselves into reading and certain bodies of knowledge, and they came into understanding. And now mentally and spiritually, they are free. So I understand that point. Of course, you're right. But I was speaking about the other side of that, not being free, because like you say, there are people who are in prison that feel free, and there are people who are walking around in what we call the free world that feel imprisoned because of circumstance. Everything is based on circumstances. Whatever your circumstances dictate your mood. Your circumstances dictate the condition of your mind and your thinking. That's based on the circumstances that you're in. People that live in poverty, people that are struggling and broke and hungry, there's a level of sadness and depression and hopelessness that these people feel that somebody who may be more affluent may not feel. Because there are people who are affluent and got money and all that, and they're depressed and miserable too. But there were other circumstances that played on their mind to make them feel like that. Your mood is dictated by your circumstances. That's right. R.I.P. to my brother AC Chill. Big Bass Productions, man. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the love, man. Big Bass Productions said, I debate my best friend all the time that you are the greatest to ever touch a mic. These mainstream artists can't touch your knowledge and deep lyrics. Hey, man, praise be to Allah. thank the God for your comment, man. I take no credit for it. I appreciate you feeling that way about your big brother. I'm doing my best, man. I'm trying. There's so many great artists, so many great rappers out there that, bro, if you'd have put me in your top 100, and I'd have been 99, I'd have been, thank you, man. I appreciate that, big bass. J-Do. What's up, J-Do? Trying to catch somebody whose comments I haven't seen. Run Low. Appreciate you, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank production. Run Low Learn says choices. Yeah, choices. Our mood and our mental state is based around the choices we make too, because we can make choices that work for us or against us. And the ones that work for us, we planned it out and it worked out. We was like, yeah. And you feel, but when you make bad choices that lead to bad circumstances, it puts you in a bad state of mind. The black man originated this earth, and that's the reason we were brainwashed from the real truth. True words spoken, Mo. How do you feel about SPM's upcoming parole hearing? I didn't know he had a parole hearing coming up. I had no knowledge of it. It's Cake said, give thanks. That's right. We should always be found thankful. Even when things are not going exactly like you want them to go in your life, you should be thankful to the Creator, because by you feeling like things are not how you feel they should be, we fail to explore the thought that things could be worse. Everybody is chasing somebody. It's somebody that's right here that's looking up at somebody that's here and wishing, man, I wish I would, man, if I was where he is, if I was here, I'd be good. Then, but it's somebody under you going, boy, if I was here where he is, they looking at you like if they was where you was at, they would be so good. And the person you looking up at, they looking up at somebody else. So everybody's chasing somebody. And it's okay to want to get to other levels. I'm going to let y'all know that. It's okay to want to get to other levels. You can look up and say, yeah, I want to get, you. It's all right to do that. But don't get so busy being caught up looking up that you don't recognize and appreciate this here right here. This solid ground that you're standing on. And it's okay to look up, but always remember to look down too. To take the time to view positions that are lower than where you are in your life, and have compassion for positions that are under you. And when I say under you, I don't mean in a demeaning way like these people are beneath me. I don't mean it like that. I mean people that are worse off than you. Look down too. Never lose sight, because these levels that we on, they fluctuate. So you could be here and end up here. So be grateful, man. Appreciate that, Tola. Make sure you're on the right side. Have a good night. That's right, Dan. Hopefully Scarface comes out of retirement. We got to get Face, we got to get him 100% healthy first. Once he gets his body and his strength back. Then we'll start trying to coerce him to jump back in the lab. But first things first, we got to get our brother back strong. He's on the right path in terms of he got a kidney. His son donated a kidney to him, which is the greatest expression of love I ever seen. So now we just gotta pray that everything works out. Ben, what's up, Ben? I see you. Young Shine. Tree of Life. Open topic, man. Let's get to 100 likes, man. I see we at about 97. If you haven't hit the like button, y'all make sure y'all do that right now. Say, Dean, don't make me come to Arkansas. There we go. And be sure, man, that y'all check out my videos when I post my videos. By show of hands, how many of y'all get regular notifications from me when I post a video? I'm trying to see something. By show of hands, how often do y'all get regular notifications from me? Because I'm trying to see if YouTube jacking with my notifications. Because a lot of people tell me that they don't always know when I post a video. Yeah, no doubt. This is not getting them. I forgot what I said. I forgot if I said raise your hands if you get them or raise your hands if you don't get them. What did I say? I'm confused now. I know the people who do get them because I see y'all a lot. I totally forgot what I said, man. I don't know if this show of hands is for people who get the notifications or not. I see my SPC 2G brothers are in the building. JD and them damn twins. Which one of y'all is it? Which one? It's them damn twins. Which twin is it? Because there's two of y'all running around here looking just like the other one. My family. Greetings to you, my brother. Is that Nadab? I can't pronounce it. I ain't gonna even try. I ain't gonna mess your name up. Heaven ain't hard to find. Yoli Yoli. What's up, Yoli Pops? Yoli, this your first time coming to my chat? Y'all don't know about Yoli, man. Yoli is a soldier. SPC soldier. Been rocking with us well over a decade now. One of the realest, most loyal people that I know. I have no clue what question that I asked. Charge it to my 5-1, man. Bring back the faculty. The faculty ain't went nowhere. I'm doing a song with Cook this week. I'm doing a song with Cook this week. Faculty ain't went nowhere. Trust me, Killer Clan still in effect. Street Military, Killer Clan, SPC. What does this punch in the arm conspiracy theories bring to mind to you, big homie? Do you feel they're true? Did you watch my last video, 2.0? I just did a video Friday. I did a live stream called Are Global Elitist Agendas Really Real? And I included the punch in the arm. So you got to go back and watch that. I did a whole video on that just 2 days ago. I'm somewhat new to your music. Much love. Yeah, man, familiarize yourself. You know, take your time. It's going to take you a while. Oh, I said you asked to show hands who gets the notification. Okay, cool. All right. Because a lot of people claim that, man, I ain't get the notification. And I know that a lot of the content that I talk about, there are others in this YouTube realm who are like-minded with myself, and we speak on similar topics and we share certain views, and they have complained about the same thing. They have complained about not just this platform, but platforms like Facebook as well, tampering with the exposure levels. They're doing some exposure monitoring where they're making sure that the full range of your network are not being made aware of your content. That's what's happening. So I'm trying to make sure, because I have had people tell me, well, man, I didn't even know. Billy Cook. Hold on, is Billy Cook in here? Money in the Bank Production put Billy Cook. Is this Billy Cook? Because you get an OG salute if it is. We loading it up. Or were you mentioning something about Billy Cook? Appreciate the love, Kendrick. Appreciate the belated birthday love. I'll take it a month later. Bring back 20 to Life. 20 to Life ain't went nowhere. See, there are pros and cons to being underground. There's pros and cons to being underground. One of the pros is that, again, I mentioned we got total control, we got total freedom, we got total independence. Nobody tells us what to write, what to say, what to do, when to release, what to shelf. They don't tell us none of that. Those are the pros. We incur all the costs, but we reap all the rewards. But the cons to being underground sometimes is the limited levels of exposure that our music gets, and it's a tougher grind to be seen and heard by massive amounts of people. Even if you're doing your thing, through your social media avenues and all of that, it's a lot tougher. So sometimes you can not hear or see people for a while, and you'll think, oh man, they fell off, or oh, they gone, they're not doing it no more. But they've never stopped, or if they did stop, they took a break, but they're still featuring, and so it's hard to keep up. But we have to make sure that any of those artists that we do inquire about, that we do some searches on them and try to make sure and see what they've been doing, because a lot of times you'll be surprised to see that a lot of these artists are still active, still very active, still working hard. I run into people on the streets. They say, boy, I be jamming that Stories from the Black Book, boy, when you came out with that. When you gonna put something else out? I'm like, dude, I put that album out in 1993, and you asked me when I'm gonna put something else out. I've dropped 50 albums since then. But who's to blame for that? I'm to blame for that. You got to work harder. That was one quote. This quote was attributed, I think they attributed this quote to Jay-Z. I don't know if it's true or not, but whoever said it, I got to give him credit if he said that this was a dope quote. The quote says, you should grind until you no longer have to introduce yourself. Grind until you no longer have to introduce yourself. When you reach a point where when you show up, everybody already knows who you are. You don't have to stick your hand out and say, hi, my name is. They're like, oh, we know who you are. Blast Beat says, YouTube serves a purpose, but it's also used for globalist mind control. Yeah, I can ride with that. When you're in the light, that's when they come for you. Stay in the underground, stay in the shadows, be heard, not seen. Only then can you really prosper. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, that which has more light shined upon it is more visible. If you got a dark room and then somebody just takes a flashlight, whatever that beam of light that the flash, or whatever it is that the beam of light from the flashlight hits, will instantly be more visible than everything else that's in the room, that's in the darkness. But what we got to understand, just like the comment that was made about these platforms being controlled by elitists, what we have to also understand is that there is a monitoring process that takes place, as I spoke about, to use a principle that I spoke about in the live I did on Friday when I talked about agendas, and how one of the agendas in the times of Jesus and the time of Moses was to kill all boy babies 2 years and under. There's also moves that are made by the elitists to stop you from ever reaching the light. See, if we fast forward to just when you are in the light, when you're visible, that they go after you, that's true. But never dismiss the fact that they can look out and see who might be coming up. Let's check and see. Let's go down in the underground real quick. We can go on some of these smaller pages. We can go on and listen to some of these lesser known rappers, and let's see who might be on the rise, that we could abort their ascension. See, that's a real thing too. Prevent the rise of a black messiah, like I talked about Friday. I don't want to revisit the stuff I talked about Friday. They look down. They don't just look at who's popping. They look at who might become popping. Okay, you see this guy here? He's starting to develop nice little following, nice little buzz. People starting to gravitate towards this message. He sounds just like, oh, I know who he listens to. Okay, you know what? He listens to Farrakhan. I can tell the way he's talking. I can tell. And then we got to make sure this guy never sees the light of day. Make sure he never sees the light of day. So it ain't just about the ones that's in the light, fam. They in the cracks and the crevices too. Please believe that. Whatever happened to the Game Boys? And how can I get an ounce of game on vinyl? I don't know the answer to the how can you get an ounce of game on vinyl, but the Game Boys, Jay Flex went to prison. He got out of prison a couple of years ago, went back, and Weeks to We reached out to me about a couple of months back and says he's shooting videos now. And he wants to do a video with me, so I told him let's do it. So Weeks is doing well, but unfortunately, Jay Flex is back incarcerated. Yeah, Kane. Now it's 50 albums in the street. Cannot escape it. TV, radio, mobile, internet. You can escape it. You got to have the discipline of the Amish. See, I'm going to make a video one day about the social media addiction, the social media drug. What drug are you on? Man, he on them Percocets. Man, them boys doing that meth. And them boys on crack. Them boys on coke. What about him? They on that social. That boy, they strung out on that social. This social media is a drug, dude. Make no mistake about it. I talked about it another time where it's like, what are the top 5 things you do when you open your eyes? When God blesses you to open your eyes in the morning, name the top 5 things that you do. And if you honest with yourself, don't try to lie. In your top 5 is you're going to check your social media. You're going to jump on some social media. You might say, man, when the first thing I do when I get up, I pray. I go relieve myself. I eat breakfast. Whatever. I'm just throwing stuff out there that could be in a person's top 5. Starting to get thin now. But I'm on that social. I'm on that social, man. I'm on that social, dog. Man. You know how you hooked on that social? Misplace your phone. Misplace your phone. Let your phone come up missing for an hour. Let your internet get cut off. I ain't got no phone. I got a desktop. Let something happen and the internet service is down. The internet service is going to be down for, y'all remember when Facebook went down last week? Facebook and Instagram was down for like 8 hours. And people were speaking about the potential reasons why. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's another story. I'm talking about how people was, when they got back on, they felt a sense of relief. Like, whew, I got my fix. Because you literally see people posting all throughout the day. No matter what you're doing, you at work, you at school, you are at home, you are out and about, you're on a date, whatever you're doing, you are documenting it on some social media platform. You have to get it out. So from morning to night, we see your line of activity from morning to night. We see it because you're on there telling it. You have to tell it. You cannot control yourself. This goes on for days, months, years, because we hooked on that social. We strung out on that social. Strung out on that social. Them boys strung out on that social. What? Strung out on that social. Come on, man. They strung out on that social. Come on. Dollar Bill, we can make that beat. They strung out on that social. Let me stop, man. Woo! Might hear that on my next album, man. We might do that one. We might do that one, man. We might do that, man. Because it's the truth. Tell me I'm lying. Even the most conscious of us all, so-called, I ain't putting myself in that category. I'm just saying, even those who, so I'm an activist. I'm conscious. I understand. I'm woke. I understand what the powers are doing. And I'm you too is strung out on that social. You too, you strung out on that social. Instagram, Facebook, strung out on that social. Man, let me leave y'all alone, man. Oh, man. Don't steal my soul, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, man. I'm going to do that, man. Golly, man. This is crazy, man. But it's true, man. I'll take a few more if y'all got them. We all are, man. We all are. We have to find balance. We got to find balance between our use of social media and the proper use of it, because some of us use it for the wrong reasons, man. We use social media to express, to fully expose our ignorance, to fully expose how foolish we are, to fully expose how ratchet our minds really operate. And we use social media. That's in that regard, man. A wise person can really get an understanding of something before they get themselves into something. You have people who just I'm gonna give you an example real quick. Just say you meet somebody, and you say, oh, well, so hey, you know, it's a nice person. It's a woman, you meet this guy, and oh, he's a nice guy. Then you just happen to ask him, hey, by any chance, are you on Facebook, Instagram? And he go, yeah, my Facebook is blah, 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 blah. And before you have a telephone conversation with him, talking to the females, you go on his Facebook page and you start seeing down his timeline how ignorant he really is. Not how ignorant he really is, but how ignorant he really is. You see all kind of posts and you see him talking crazy and just weird stuff. Cussing people out, threatening people, telling people what he'll do if somebody do this, and getting high and just. But when you met him earlier that day, he was, oh yes, it's really nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to talking to you. And then that's the version he gave you. But that social would tell you, because they don't be thinking about that. Not many people guard themselves. Not many people discipline themselves. Same thing if the shoe was on the other foot. Guy meets a female. He gets a chance to check out her social media before he actually has a conversation, and she talking about, I don't mess with none of these hoes, and whoa. Anybody want that? And like, whoa. So it does give you an opportunity, I guess, to try to kind of see what you might be getting yourself into. That would be a tool and a method you could use to say, whoa, wait a minute. Flaming red flag. Jado, what you talking about? Jado said, is it money when you notice my comments if I pay money? Well, I just see what I see. Because I don't come on here for money. When somebody does a super chat, it blurs it out. It's colorful, and I see it because it's colorful. But if you made a comment and I missed it, I just happen to miss it because when it's not a lot of people on here, but it's enough people on here to where it goes, the comments move. And if I just glance over from time to time and I might miss something. So don't take it as I'm ignoring your comment. Just got to post it. Sometimes people will post the same comment 3 or 4 times periodically because they understand that I might miss it, then I'll catch it. 2.0 said, ever notice when you speak about something in front of your phone, the ad or similar post pops up? Absolutely. Look, I've seen that so many times, and I tell people, I said, man, that's why I don't do the smartphone. Because how would you explain that? That's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be talking about, you're not supposed to be riding the car with your friend and then you just happen to mention that man, you know what, I sure would like some Baskin and Robbins ice cream right about now. And then as soon as you go on your phone, it's a Baskin and Robbins and right in your face? Who's listening to you? What form of witchcraft is this? See? Yeah. That comes from the argument that people say, hey man, those phones are never really turned off. Oh man, I turned my phone off, man. Yeah, those phones are never really off, even when they're off. I put mine in airplane mode, man. Man, them people can control. People can turn your phone on from somewhere. You remember how they had the thing with the cars? They can start your car from a different location. They can stop your car from a different location. Oh, this dude ain't paying his car note. I'll just cut his car off from this office I'm in. Just give me a regular car, man. I guarantee you. I bet you can't cut that 1992 Toyota Corolla off from no from no building somewhere. Yep. See what y'all talking about. My husband does not like social media. Then he always likes to see my Facebook post. Yeah, hey. He gotta keep you, and don't take this the wrong way, he gotta keep you in check. Because sometimes we can let that get away from us. And we'll start getting emotional on a social media platform. And you find yourself arguing with people. We've all done it. Find yourself going back and forth with somebody on a social media platform and getting out of character and losing your integrity and dignity, and you're vibrating low. So he has to make sure he's going to look at your post and say, hey, look, what is this? This is an argument that you shouldn't be participating in. It's not that serious. I don't want you to engage in this conversation. And you'll be glad that you listened in the long run, because some of the things that we argued and debated about and went back and forth and got emotional about online 8 years ago, we pull up those old arguments, we see that stuff, and we feel foolish. Like, why was I going back and forth with this clown? You have to vibrate higher. So keep your social media relegated to things of high character and things that are important. It's all right to have fun, the jokes and stuff. That's fine, but don't find yourself engaged in worthless battles and arguments and drama and all that type. You don't want to do that. It's not what you want to do. Right. Be on a higher frequency. That's right. Never let people get your emotions because they become your God. That's right. Rise above your emotions, as Minister Farrakhan said, into the thinking of God. God has emotion, but he's not controlled by his emotions. We wouldn't have emotions if he didn't have them. But he has mastered his emotions, and you use them accordingly. Debaters is a step away from master debaters, best to honestly reason like men. You argue in the best of manners. Thick skin is a thing of the past. Kane Marco, do you like the Wu-Tang series? Yeah, I only watched it that one time. I watched it the other day at Murder's house. I watched a couple of episodes. I liked it. What I like, I can get into stories that are backed by the people who lived the stories. I can get into those stories better than ones who stories that are put out by people who had nothing to do with. They just on the outside and they're writing the story based on what they heard. Or if the people who actually lived it, the characters who lived it, are involved in it and they co-signing it, then I'll watch it because I feel like it's going to be more truthful. And I think the RZA is one of the people that's behind that Wu-Tang series. So with all of those brothers still around, except for ODB, I feel like, my opinion, I feel like it's a pretty accurate depiction. And if by now, if it wasn't, I feel like the other members would have long since come out and said, "Hey, man, nah, man, that's BS." So it was interesting, man. I liked it. I'm gonna probably catch up. I was on the second season. God Tutankhamun says, when are we gonna get a K-Rino movie SPC? I mean, I've been thinking about that, man. It got to be done right, you know. It got to be done right. I love to do that because our story is crazy too. Our story is crazy, straight up. Did you see the brother get $137 million settlement from Tila? From Tila? Tila the rapper? What do you mean? What's up, Peter? Hmm. Hey, man, y'all be blessed, man. Thank y'all. Peace.